Everybody, this is Sophie Goose here again with another small unboxing video. So for today, I'm actually going to be covering something a little bit different than my usual stuff. It used to be my usual stuff quite a bit more frequently, but then Bakugan made the mistake of coming back. And I've been focused on that for quite a few months now, but thankfully I am starting to get back into this toy line a little bit more. And this toy line being Glyos. I have a couple of Glyos figures to show off here, just some ones I had on hand nearby. So Glyos is actually an independent toy line of action figures made by several different companies. This guy right here is a Spy Monkey Creations Battle Tribes wrestling figure, kind of styled after the old He-Man action figures as well as old wrestling figures. This guy, I believe, is called Hombre Estrella, who is a NES wrestling homage figure. He's got his little one of his junk food heads, because the guys over at Spy Monkey are absolutely wonderful and creative guys, and they always have a ton of different headpieces that you can use with their figures to make it anything from like a pterodactyl man to kind of a He-Man looking dude to literally anthropomorphized food. It's quite enjoyable. But I've been collecting Glyos for a while now, a few years. I can honestly say that they're some of the best action figures I've ever had the luxury and honor to enjoy. The thing I just appreciate them is so much is, like, first of all, they're very, very high quality. Each and every single one of them is made out of like high quality PVC. Like this thing right here, the headpiece, the chest piece, anything that looks like it's full bodied and kind of a larger piece, there's no air in them whatsoever. It's made out of full high-grade PVC here. Makes a good old whack if you mess around with it. And these things, I'm pretty sure you could run them over in a car and there wouldn't be any issues. That's one cool thing about Glyos. But the other really cool thing that I think is just so much fun, as I knock everything around, is the way that they work is they actually have this little peg and a socket that's on the other side. And all of these are compatible with each other. So no matter what Glyos figure you get, ooh, that one doesn't want to fit, but no matter what Glyos figure you get, they're fully compatible, which is quite fun. And the other thing I really enjoy about these figures is, if I can get this guy to stand, is that they're made by a lot of different artists, and they're all very much kind of a vision of what that artist wants to create. It's a physical representation of some character or some concept that they have. And unlike mainstream toys where you would have to have several different regulations and that kind of thing, these guys are kind of just little sculptures, little pieces of art that people have made based on their characters, and little figures that not only are you supposed to own and ogle at and be like, oh, that's a cool design, but you're meant to mess around with and build stuff out of and make stories with. And it's very highly encouraged in the community too. So if I had any toy line, I'd recommend anyone getting into that's kind of into maybe like a little bit older stuff, maybe looking for something a little bit different than your usual action figure fare, I highly recommend Glyos. So today I actually have a little bit of Glyos that has come in the mail. This is actually from Cappy 1717. I'll link him in the description for this one, as well as in the Instagram post. But today I have this very pretty purple envelope, and what Cappy has done, which is a little bit different than usual Glyos drops that we have, when Glyos figures go on sale, it's usually referred to as a drop because it's got a small limited supply usually, and it's on a specific night usually that'll be posted to the store and people pick them up, and sometimes things can sell out in literal minutes. I've been there a few times when stores have actually crashed trying to deal with everyone showing up for a drop. But Cappy actually did a drop not too long ago on his Cappy Space website that kind of surprised me. I didn't know that this was happening, but apparently he has gotten the go-ahead from a bunch of different Glyos producers to release some figures in some unique colorways. That being any of these little figures that you see, there's a bunch of different colors that you can get them in. Basically, it's the same figure that gets re-released every time with a different color scheme, different tampographs, different story behind them often. it's an independent toy line, so you're not going to be getting a huge variety of different figures from each producer, but what they give you gives you all the pieces you need to build any kind of character you could imagine. I'd say especially the Spy Monkey creation stuff just comes with so many accessories and that kind of thing. But Cappy had a drop recently of some new little figures, and I had to pick up at least one of them and just kind of feeling it. I think there's a bonus figure in here too, which makes me very happy. A kind of theme with Glyos producers and Glyos sellers and that kind of thing is they like to be a little bit extra and usually leave little bonuses, which is very nice. I'll never forget my very first Glyos purchase that I ever made was from Knee Stuff, who I'm not sure if he's still selling stuff, but I went to Onell Design, which is the guy that made Faden here, little green guy. And they're the original company that started Glyos. And I ordered one little Faden guy, so like this guy, and a little Crayboth, which is one of the figures I'll be unboxing here. And they sent me 2 more figures for free with a nice little note, which was very cool. So, I'm just gonna check the note here. Nope. Nothing too crazy. And ooh, there's a bag within the bag. I'm curious as to see what's inside of it here. I feel a couple of things. Definitely feel a couple of things. I only ordered one thing, so let's see what we got. Oh, yay! There is a bonus. So I'll show this guy first here. Pardon me, gentlemen. But this little guy and his little baggie here. This is, here, I'll go ahead and open it. This is Crayboths Terra. Ooh, that is very pretty. Like, that's another thing that's really cool about Glyos is a lot of different producers like to do a lot of different kind of paint and plastic treatments. So what this is a very nice forest green PVC that has been swirled with metallic. Ooh, that's pretty. Look, he's got a little tampograph on his arm. If I can get it to focus. Focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Just all these nice silver details on here too. So this is about the smallest Glyos figure I think that exists out there. This is a little Crayboth. He's got 4 points of articulation. If my camera would focus. There we go. So he's got little swivel at each arm, and little swivel at each foot. This guy has a lot of lovely little paint. But again, as with all Glyos stuff, you can pop around the pieces and swap them out and build stuff. So that's the first guy. I'm very pleased with that one. That's the main one I ordered, which I had to have the moment I saw him. It's such a cool color scheme. And I also got a bonus, which is very nice. Thank you, Cappy, if you watch this. I'll be tagging you in the post too. But check out this guy. This is the, not the Flora, no, this is the Flora Crayboth, I believe, up on the shop. So this is made out of solid green PVC with some nice little organic color details, like the little toes and fingertips there. It gives me kind of like a bone kind of texture to me. And the story between this guy right here, and let me put his arm back on over here, Terra Crayboth, is that they are part of the Ecopod, which is that little symbol you see on their arms there, which only a little bit of lore has been released from what I understand. That's another thing you'll find out about me. If there's lore, I will want to have it and I will pay attention to it, and I'll make my own. I have several posts where I've made my own stories with my Glyos figures, and it's something I quite enjoy. But this little Ecopod faction that they belong to is like a big alliance across a bunch of different species in Glyos to kind of be the protectors of the environment and prevent destruction of these different biomes that are in danger. Because if you don't know anything about the Glyos universe, it's always in danger from something or other. Recently, they had the Vilzer show up, which is this gigantic sentient virus species, which is fun. They've had the Armorvore show up years upon years ago, which are these power armor, animals in power armor, essentially, which are really cool, too. And these little guys have their own little lore too, so it's kind of a connecting faction for a bunch of different species in the Glyos universe. I'm going to have a lot of fun with these. I'm probably going to add them to my little Glyos universe I have going and make some posts with them, hopefully. But yeah, I hope that at the very least, if you're here for other stuff, then at least this was enjoyable for you to see some weird little figures that I like. I definitely support indie production a lot more than I used to. I was kind of that person that was like, independent toys can't be as good as the real stuff, and, how can it be any better than what I get on the store shelves? But I can definitely say that Glyos has made me a believer. And it's wonderful, unique stuff like this, like stuff with designs that you would never find on a store shelf, and fun little gimmicks, and just enjoying and making something that you love and then getting it out to people to enjoy in their own hands, and, kind of inspiring other people to make their own stories with it and enjoy in its own little way. That's what I love about Glyos. It's nice. It's really nice. So I'll be linking to Cappy Space's Instagram page and to the store where these are being sold. I highly recommend you pick some stuff up if you're thinking about it. These are definitely cool little figures. I wouldn't say they're for very young folks. This is definitely more of a collector line. It's got a lot of very small parts that are very easy to lose. I don't have any examples on hand right now, but there's literally a switch pin piece that connects to ports on these figures when you're building. That's literally like half the size of a Tic Tac. I've lost like 8 of them. So probably not the best if you're kind of a younger collector or you're not into building figures too much. But if you're looking for a weird new toy line to give a shot, I would highly recommend these. So yeah, have a good one.